Hey gang, welcome. It's Monday here on Going Optimal. I haven't been on YouTube in a while. Sorry, YouTube friends, although this might not be the first one since my gap. I'm focusing on the retail angle rather than the YouTube angle, as we're in Black Friday, Cyber Monday territory in retail. So I've been getting my store in ship shape to sell a lot of Magic product myself. And of course, if you want to check out a retailer that's even better than me, you're going to check out my sponsor, CardKingdom.com. They've taught me a lot about Magic retail, and they're actually an important linchpin to my own process, thanks to them being just down the street. They're very frustrating. The frustrating part of Card Kingdom is how much they pay for cards, because then I have to match it. Ugh. Hate matching Card Kingdom's buy prices. They're so good that I just end up selling a bunch of cards directly. I buy cards from people and then I immediately sell them to Card Kingdom. It's just like there's a certain chunk of collections that I buy that just go to Card Kingdom because it's way better for me to just sell it to them than to bother trying to sell it on a platform. Sometimes it's even an arbitrage opportunity. Sometimes like I look and it's like where I sell cards, oh, I could sell that card for $12. What's Card Kingdom buying it for? $12.25. Okay, you got it, Card Kingdom. It's yours. So check them out, especially those buy prices, and their inventory is insane. If you sell cards to them and get store credit, store credit is only as good as the inventory, and Card Kingdoms is among the best. So thank you, Card Kingdom, for all your support, and keep checking them out via my affiliate links, and you can check out my store as well. Although I'm in a program with my platform where they fulfill a lot of orders for me. So I said, like, leave a message for me and I'll hook you up with a signed card. I will if you leave a message for me and buy, but if you buy from the direct program, I don't actually ship you the card. So I had to send it to you separately. But anybody who spends $5 or more with me or whatever can get, I'll ship them a rookie card on the side just for thanks. So you can do that if you want. But what I want to do is pick some Magic cards. Let's get into draft view and get going. I haven't drafted since I drafted last with you all. I think I played for my first win on the main account on Saturday and Sunday, but that's it. That's all the Magic I've played. Ooh, love to start with Taurens. I've pivoted to Taurens here and there, but I've never gotten to start with Taurens. That's a fine place to start. You could make a case for Hero's Downfall. Better color, monocolored, removal. This interaction in this format is so important. But bombs are even more important. The reason this is so important is because cards like this must die or you lose. So also because I kind of want to be aggro today, I'm feeling, maybe it'll help me play faster. I'm going to take the bomb. But these two cards are both great. And I don't know if 17 Land says maybe one of these picks is even better than this one. But I'm going to take it because I want to. And because it's very good. I just don't know if it's actually the correct pick. Like if this is day 2 of a GP or the Pro Tour, I don't actually know if you start on Taurens or if you just start on the monocolored premium removal. Geist, though, seems great for the Taurens deck. Retribution for some of the little bit of removal in the white-green colors. Spore Crawler, I like that it's 3 power at 3 for training purposes. But I think Distracting Geist is the pick here, even outside of the matching Taurens. Maybe if I didn't have Taurens, I might consider the Drake or the Bolt. Sorry, I kind of glossed over the Bolt. This is probably the pick in the abstract. But I'm going to chase our rare. I'm just, whatever. Chase fun. You don't always have to draft and pick perfectly or worry about drafting and picking perfectly. The thing you should be worrying about is whether you're having fun with your hobby. And doing this thing is going to be fun. So I'm not going to worry about whether I'm perfect on the EV. Although another Bolt, at some point, it's also fun to recognize what the table is telling you and listen. So you can do that. But what is this? Oh, yeah, okay. This actually is us, isn't it? I saw the 1-2 for 1, and I think it reminded me of that that kind of more unplayable 1-2 for 1 that's in the format, not rare. But let's see. So this is training, and you can remove 2. Yeah, is this us? I mean, it's okay, but is that like it's not better than this? I guess if I'm forcing the Taurens, though, we just can. But I think that like the disciplined player probably has a couple of flame blessed bolts in their pile. Probably Heroes Downfall bolt. Right? That's where we could have started. Yeah, we're chasing the rare. That's fine. Let's have some fun. And then I'm going to like get all tilty when my deck doesn't work, right? Ryan, what was that fun you were chasing? Heron of Hope could do it. Snarling Wolf might work in this type of deck. I think it's kind of interesting that you could do the pre-combat pump to get a 3-powered attacker. But this seems like it wheels and you get these for free. I'll take the, whereas this seems actually good to me. Kindly Ancestor and Shield Basher, both supremely annoying cards, but like for different reasons. Like, you know, like if you're not... They're the type 2 cards that if you're not prepared for can really mess you up. But yeah, I'm going to take the Ancestor. I think it's both better in the abstract, just in comparing white cards. But if we end up, I mean, right now we're mostly white, right? We could abandon Taurens if it's not there. But basically, I love the idea of putting lifelink on like the 6/6 common or whatever. So the aura side of this card is at a nice place in the green white. But here we could like take the Braincomber or just another Ancestor though. Ancestor is great and continues to leave us open. Braincomber says, well, this is a pick 6 and it's a gold signpost in one of the 2 colors we're in. Alexis likes the Braincomber hedge. Maybe if it were just Ancestor were a little worse. All right, I'll go with Alexis's pick and anybody else who wanted that pick. It was a close one, though, I think. Here's a Shield Basher we could take. Take a Chill from the Grave, but really it's not, I don't think, what you want to be doing in blue-white. I mean, tempo is fine and everything, but I don't know if that's what we want to do. Yeah, so let's look at these. This is the choice here. Rob likes a 2-drop. Rob has a point. We don't have any 2s yet. I mean, we got the 1, but we're pretty bad on 2s. This is just such a boring 2, though. I'm gonna take the Basher. I may regret that if we don't fill out our 2s, but I think we can still get there. Okay, so now it's kind of decision time because we have a 2 to take. This is the one I was thinking about, by the way. Like this is the one that the rare was reminding me of that I didn't want. Yeah, blue does seem more open. We could take a first Throng or just a Stitched Assistant, which can be good. But yeah, Wolf does train pretty decently. I'm going to take the Throng here. Blue just seems more open, but Taurens is so much better. I don't know. Now I don't know about that. Don't know about that. And then we have a Disciple here, which I like over the Slayer. So I'm going to pivot back towards green. I think maybe the Throng, I saw all those blue cards in the pack and kind of went for it, but I don't know. I think we'll be fine in the green-white human lane. Well, it's not about... So if I use the word pivot in regard to the Slayer, I just mean that the Slayer wasn't good enough to, in my opinion, to justify taking over whatever I did take. I'm going to take the Rallier. I think that can play here for us, and Adamant Will does as well. Here's that Snarling Wolf back, but we have this Geist that we were considering before. We'll take that. Keep it in the white lane, right? This is another thing that Luis was talking about that that's been working for us in general, and I really liked what he was saying about, try to leave pack 1 clearly and heavily in one color with, and then the table will tell you. Well, not with this pack, though. This is quite the garbage pack for us, really. This is an impressive suite of garbage, given our colors. I mean, we've taken a braid, it's true. That's not what I was thinking in terms of what being open one color after pack one would get us. But what else is there, right? Maybe even knife is fine. I mean, this is a weak first pick, but yeah, maybe we take Slayer and wheel the knife. But I think both of these wheel, and these are the two cards we want out of the pack. Last week I learned what Ceremonial Knife does. Were any of you there for that? And now that I look at it, I love the flavor of that because, you know, this knife creates blood tokens. Therefore, anytime it cuts, it should create blood, right? So, of course, it's not combat damage, or it's not combat damage to a player. It's just combat damage, which was the part I was missing. Yeah, red would have been a great lane. Yeah, those of you who went Heroes Downfall Bolt have probably an insane deck right now. And instead we've got more reallys. I don't think I want the gown or I don't think I want any of the, I just want a 2-drop. Another like Slayer or Scorp in this case. Although Slayer can train 1-drops, but I'm gonna take first Scorpion. It's sad though. We're missing the red seat. We're supposed to be in red and we're not. You take this for training or the Hunter for top end. Maybe just Retribution here. Oh yeah, Resistance Squad is good though. Sorry, I kind of glossed over this because I haven't seen it much. But yeah, this is Squad as a card draw is pretty strong here. But man, we do need some more interaction. And I feel like if we pass these too much, we're just going to not get them. Yeah, we do need Removal War Furnace. Are you taking it over the what amounts to for us a 3-mana 3/2 draw card? Like that's really good for us. Oh, if we were Boros, we wouldn't be taking the land though. Come on, don't worry about the freaking land. I'm going to take the Squad. Wolf Strike here, get some removal. This deck's going to be fine. It's just not going to be as good as this deck our seat was supposed to have. Another Scorp. Oh, we can take Spore back, I guess. Maybe first Spore back over second Toxic, although we do have a strike now. But I like the... we're doing enough training that I don't love the too many Toxic Scorpions. And Hunter... Oh, Infiltration Expert is fine. I was like, Hunter, I'm looking for one of these, but this is a nice uncommon pickup here. And also, with the Expert and, like, the Taurens, we got to remember, like, let's look for go-wide rewards. Another Scorp here over less interesting stuff. Adamant Will, Fierce Retribution, great. Glad to get one of these. If we're racing, we're going to be able to fire it off for 2. And if we get caught in a long game, at least we have something to do. And here's the knife coming back around for us out of this crap pack. So we did get, like I said, I think if we had taken the knife, we'd be wielding the Slayer. Instead, we took the Slayer and we wield the knife, which totally produces blood on combat damage, not combat damage to players. Slaying. There's the gown. But now, +2/+0 is just not worth it on that. That lack of toughness bump is real. If we had a ton of first strike, I would like it better. Land for the Lost vault progress effectively, although it's, I mean, this says a lot about how important each spell is in your deck, because there's and how we can overrate cycling, I think. I'll put this in the main for now, but like we talk about, you can always cycle it, but like nobody wants to use one of their 23 precious slots on a card that does effectively nothing but cycle, right? Hey, look, there's a mythic in our colors. That had better be busted. That had better be busted. I've never even seen it before, but it's a mythic in our colors, and damn it, it had better be busted. 1 white for a 4/4. Defender, flying vigilance. At the beginning of your upkeep, if this has 2 or fewer judgment counters on it, put 1 on it. So it builds up a couple of counters. Then if it has 3 or more counters, it can attack as though it didn't have defender. Cool. So you play it out, and then it flips into an aura. Oh, and then it becomes a win con. Interesting. Huh. Well, we're going to take it. Driftwing Cav, probably just Twin Blade here, though. Great 2-drop for us. Yeah, we just want... I don't know, why do we want this? Because we might splash or something, I suppose. Yeah, I don't like splashing if I can help it, although those types of tools make me more comfortable doing it. But I don't think Rhinecomer itself is worth playing, like, splashing for. It's worth being part of your core strategy in like, blue-white or whatever, but... So we got a Cav. We just passed one of these. We could take this over the Crawler. I like the Crawler, but this training and flying, you think that's a trap, huh? Yeah, you might be right, Math, but I'm gonna step in it. I'm gonna find out myself. You can show me. You can talk to me about why it's a trap, and then I'll discover it myself. Ancestor, another Comer. If we had, oh, but here's an imprisonment. We better take the removal while we can get some. I mean, are we just at a point where you just have to play the format to understand? Like, I don't. The huge variation on how good aura-based removal is in any given format is kind of funny. We could splash this at the on black, but we just want another. Yeah, the infantry is fine, but I was just noting that even though it has double black in the main casting cost, this is splashable in white. 1-drop. You like the 1-drop? This one? What are we talking about? This one? Oh, the might. Sorry, I think of 1-drops as creatures, but yeah. Fair enough. Sharpshooter, probably just Wolf. I do like a Sharpshooter, but we're going to have our own air support, so this is less important in a white deck. And, well, we're pretty deep on playable 2s, though, so I think I will go with a Sharpshooter here, just because we're pretty thick now. We have plenty of 2s. So we can broaden our portfolio. Hey, not bad. Although, are we really even doing the counter? I guess we're doing training, right? And here's another Heron. Disciple would be nice, but we'll pay off. Late pack payoff. Didn't really get go wide payoff. Do you want Recruit or Griff Rider? I don't think we want Slayer number 12 or Adamant Will number 5. Yeah, I guess we're pretty thick at 2 and 3, so let's do a curve-based call. I've been only so-so on the Recruit. This is, I suppose, the deck for it, but I'm still just kind of so-so on it. Another Sharpshooter. Yeah. I think we're playing this one. I don't think we're playing this or this. Yeah, you're bad at Magic. Well, then what hope do I have? Today I learned I'm terrible at Magic because Alexis is bad at Magic. Yeah, yeah, whatever. I missed the vault progress. None of these matter. Lantern Bearer shouldn't be here, so I'll take it. Brian Comer showing us blue-white was wide open. I don't think we want to rally her. I don't know if we're going to play the first one. So the lesson here was that we should have been red, blue. What's the one, like, but we are white, green. So the one thing we were correctly not was black. We figured out that black wasn't open. Well, should have been, could have been. Let's say we could have been Mardu. Could have been. I'm quite happy with where we're at. Have a fine deck with a fun strategy. And if you say, like, it's so easy to think, oh, if I feel like I'm in the wrong seat, I'm just like 100% wrong. I just did it so badly, I'm just wrong. But your wrongness is effectively a number that reflects your likelihood of winning. So what's my percent chance to win a given match with this deck versus the deck that was correct for our seat? It's a few percentage points, probably, at most. Yeah, you know? Right? So it's like, don't sweat it, is my point. Don't sweat it. When you're like, oh, I missed the lane. Yeah, maybe that cost you a couple percentage points. Go have some fun playing Magic. No worries. My lane, but my lane. Yeah, that's why a few might even be too much, right? Like, so what do you think it is? Like, let's say, so Alexis has a good point. I just threw out the term a few because it feels small, but by Magic win percentage rate, that's a lot, right? So what do you think? Like, let's say if we got to time travel back to the beginning of this draft, all the picks were going to be the same, effectively the same 24 boosters, but we knew what was coming. What would you, and we got into the right deck. How much better do you think it would be? Maybe one percentage point? Yeah, anyway, right? Yeah, like, it feels like one-ish at most. Like, one-ish would be like, yeah, I missed my lane and I cost myself a full percentage point on game win percent, which is, again, pretty real. Yeah. Well, I mean, just try to move on. Like, don't let it get you, right? Have the have the memory of a goldfish, to quote Ted Lasso. Just forget it and focus on your next choice. Let's see. Oh, I shouldn't. I name it after I build. What are we doing here? I'm like, oh, I was going to get good lands. Look at the weird order I'm doing things in. But here I am, so I'm going to do it. Now then. I'll bring this in. And let's see, we are at currently $26,600. We do want a lot of creatures to support our theme, but with only 6 non-creatures, we're probably just cutting. Let's take a look. Let's first see what our 6 non-creatures are. Not playing this one, playing our removal and the interaction. So definitely playing these 5. And then I guess we'll try that. I don't think we want a Snarling Wolf here. Maybe 1 Scorp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That leaves 8 there. I like that, like that. Maybe Rallier can go. 1 Sharpshooter. Shield Basher just is nice in with training. We have a lot of training, so I don't want to cut a Basher. I suppose we cut a Slayer for like the Scorpion again. We'll see. We'll come back to this column after I make some any obvious cuts out this way. But maybe there aren't any. Yeah. What cantrip did I cut? Which one did you want? I guess it's dealer's choice. I'm going to do this for you, baby, but in general, I reject blah, blah, blahs after I've actually started the content. I mean, this is the content. So if this is getting blawed, you should probably leave. I mean...
Oh my god, blah blah blah. Oh my god, blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Oh my god, operation blah blah blah.
Come on, Ryan, get on. Stop talking, Ryan. You're talking too much. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Can you do that? What do you think? I don't know. Yeah? No blah. All right, now. Exactly, Hat. Like, apparently, Baby wants me to keep talking about Magic retail. All right, help me actually build this deck. So, what's the most important stuff here? We have some human interactions, like the reason to keep Slayers. Like we got some cuttable 2s. And let me actually get out of your way too. Hold on, I gotta also turn off the blah. Back to here. All right, so maybe we cut the Geist. Like, how many? I guess we have some backside auras. We have Infantry, Geist, Judge, Ancestor. Yeah, I guess we have quite a few. But I'm looking for things to cut. Yeah, the third power is important. Although we have a pretty good suite of 3 power. We didn't get any of those. We had a couple of chances at the Spore cat. Spore? Whatever. The 3/2 die draw card one. Didn't end up with any of those. This could be best of 1. We could look at 16 lands. What's our mana sink situation? This is a pretty decent mana sink. I want the resistance squad. Our human count's pretty nice, right? 13 humans, so that's great. Yeah, this is getting tough. Maybe Scorpion just isn't the plan for this deck. Like, yeah, it works fine with Wolf Strike, but we're trying to be very proactively aggressive. It doesn't help with any of our 1 power training. Not that we have a lot of that. Like, what's our training count? I guess we make a lot of the tokens are a lot of 1 powered trainers, and the sharpshooter, rural recruit. So yeah, actually we have 1, 2, 3, 4 things that are that produce or are 1 power trainees. I think we really want the knife in this deck because of its impact on training. You can stair step training. All right, so we're very close. I might just be greedy today for expedition purposes and go to 16 just so I can get going. And then what's the... All right, Alexis. Final cut from Alexis. Or final change if there's something you want me to swap out. Yeah, the human rewards are real. The wolf is a little bit better. Let's try a split. Let's see. Let's do 1 and 1, and then we can see if we'd rather have another Slayer when we draw the wolf. I do lack discipline. It would be the day for that. But we got there. Good enough. Let's get going. Free memes. Get your parpoles in. I'm already demonstrating my lack of discipline. I think we should probably just be 17 lands and make sure we cast our spells and use our mana sinks, but I would decide to be greedy. Greedy, greedy, greedy.
Point is, ladies and gentlemen, that greed is good.
Very nice. All we needed was the play, and this would be just about perfect. Although, Oppo on the play with T1 Lantern Bearer is like groan. Groan test winner. So we're really just looking to curve out Dawnheart into our bomb, into our Signpost uncommon, into a very nice uncommon. We could also slip in the Faithbound Judge. If we get a Plains, we can consider that. We didn't, so I'm going to stick with the plan. I could use this too, I suppose. If this... well, you'd think with this much, they'd at least give us an activated abilities can't be used, and then I would like to lock down the Weaver. But since you can't put this on the Weaver and stop it from the mana ability, we're just going to stick to the bomb plan. And it does pump up the Disciple so it can attack at least. Really want a basic land off the top here. I guess we've only got basics, so any land off the top would be lovely. Magic Gods. I'll take a Plains if you're taking requests, but if you're taking requests, just heck, give me any land, please. Right. Well, that's I usually like if I wasn't greedy, like maybe we cut the cavalry for a land or something, and it's like, oh, that should have been a land. Punished. I think we just lock this thing up with the imprisonment though and attack. Well, I mean, our only other play is the wolf, and that just doesn't feel strong enough on this board in the face of a 4/4. Appa was on the play and also is on 3. Now they have a Weaver of Blossoms to help them with their issues, but we're both stuck on land. At least worth noting that Oppo had 4 spells in hand. If they don't play a land here, we can assume 5. I don't know, Aurora. I don't see blue-green much. But I'm not a format expert, really. I heard Luis and Marshall saying they hadn't seen anybody figure out how to really make it work. But you say that, and what that really means is the win percentage of that deck doesn't seem very high. The bottom line is any deck can work. I mean, if you have reasonable spells and you draw them with a good mix of land, you can win a game of Magic, right? Yeah, if we're not going to draw a land, this isn't a bad one, but I still wish we'd just drawn a land. But let's start here. Yeah, it doesn't feel like big synergy is the key. It just feels like you do what you must. Now, we could send the Disciple in, and I guess I will, because if they want to trade, like, Weaver for Disciple when they're stuck on mana, that seems good for us. Yeah, I'm fine with this. Because we don't give them a card off the crawler, and we take away... we trade our 2-drop for one of their lands, and they're stuck on mana. It's the Battle of the Stuck. We can infantry. Oh, it's not a human. Oh, we've lost our human trigger anyway. This trigger's just on creatures, so we get to do that. Yeah, I guess we're just infantry, and then we could offer the squad up for Crawler for a card, or Geist for effectively a card in terms of the aura. But because the bomb is just going to get us wide, I like continuing to offer trades, even though this isn't the best trade. We got a card when it entered. They're going to get a card when this dies. I think that's fine. And do attack first. There's no triggers that we get. Yeah, it's true. I could have trained the human. Sorry, I forgot that had training. I haven't played this card. We had it once, but I never really resolved it. But yeah, I should have sent this because it trades with both of that and would have been fine. Lesson learned. I'll pick it up from here. And unless they play, like if they play a 3 toughness, that's what punishes me for missing that. Because if they don't play a 3 toughness, we effectively get the same play next turn. They're likely to hit their 4th land drop, given that they just drew a card and they're about to draw another. So cross fingers on no 3+ toughness, or if, but I'm not holding my breath. I mean, they should probably find a land and play a decent creature. So I'm likely to be punished. If we get away with it, great. It's almost the same play. If they just took the 2, though, right? It could have been extra damage. That would have been all right. Or it could have been Oppo makes a blocking mistake. There's a 3 toughness for the punish. I think with our inability to draw land here, but having a 2-creature spell with a 2-creature turn with Torrens, we're just going to double creature, get super wide, and eventually we'll have a big, huge train. You'd swing with all. I don't want to lose Torrens. You want to lose Torrens? Because it doesn't get trained. Oh, okay. It's like you said, swing with all. I'm like, why do you want to lose that? But yeah, we don't mind losing this. So Alexis is saying she's willing to lose either a replaceable token or a creature that turns into another spell anyway. Run any of those into the 2/3 for the benefit of getting the other stuff through in what amounts to a racing situation here. And I could see that. That's fair. Because it's not like you said, we don't have 3 and we're not going to play a third. We're not going to play a 3rd point of power out here. So may as well go ahead and offer those up and then make a couple more. Yeah. All right. Let's take the Alexis line here. Oh, I've missed one meme. I was like, surely I've missed a meme by now. Another one. Well, that's getting annoying. Almost as annoying as completely failing to... I was a little greedy, but this is unusual for 14 lands, much less 16. So now what? We have a Spore back that can attack. We have... no enchantments to destroy. Can't get wide. All right, well, now I don't love an attack because we're suiciding in 2 of our creatures. Yeah, so I just we're on no attacks, look for help. This is rough, though. Now we gotta let it go to Knight, which definitely favors Oppo more than us, or so far. We have some stuff that cares, like the Sharpshooter. Hey, look at you, land. Now what? Probably on this board, the Griffwing Cav. And then we... Or maybe just Paladin. Let's see, Paladin. Yeah, I'm looking at Judge 2. We could get this going, but I think I want to actually attack sooner than the Judge is going to allow me to. So I think it's either Paladin or Cav, but maybe it's even Paladin first, then Cav tries to lift Paladin. Let's start here. And I'm just going to take a conservative approach to attacks right now and really try to build our board out wide and then take advantage of... Like, maybe we go Paladin into Cav, and we don't even attack next turn unless it's obvious to do so, and then we look for a great attack after that. And, like, I don't even really care about this. Oh, no, I do because the power is reduced. Never mind. I was like, oh, who cares about aura-based removal? But it's like, it does matter here. But we can still do the targeting, so that's cool. Yeah, we can just move to the rural recruit for our launch it with Cav plan. Let's see what they're going to do here. Maybe it's time for us to just get going. I mean, yeah, they've got two good blockers, but... Oh, they didn't play this. So what does that mean? What do you think they've got behind that they didn't bother running this out there? So, yeah, with the inevitability, maybe I should just stick to, like, Infestation Expert here over Recruit. And... Or we can stick to the Cav plan, too. That's true. Infantry... Throw this around. Yeah, it's nighttime. I think we just do expert. I'm just making sure that this is one of those spots where there's so many options. I just want to make sure I'm doing something close to the right thing. Because I was thinking about the Cav to get the air attack going, but expert seems good here. And again, are there attacks? We can send 1, 2, 3. We could send 4 of these and the wolf, and effectively send 5 2/2s, or 4 2/2s and a 2/4. So they eat 2 of the 2/2s, and then either go to 5 or chump with the Catgeist. That's true. Yeah. I can also get rid of the fear of death. Excellent point. I think I'm going to wait on that then. Let's say no attacks and try to set up a turn where we can attack with everything, including getting the fear of death off of our Paladin. I didn't even really notice what they were up to, but that's pretty funny. I think our gang is better than their gang. We do have Fierce Retribution to completely just kill something right now. But we also have... What else? Activate. And the which the... I'm losing the thread on... Where's my Naturalize effect? Which one does that? Did I already lose it? The 1/2. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I just was like, where is that thing? Okay, so just making sure I can do this with this is 3 mana, this is 3 mana, so we can do both of these. I like that. I like that. We got the 4/5, and they've all, yeah. It's swing away time. I'm gonna go full control though here. I even did Torrens. I think we're at a point now. It's like I don't even care. Yeah, see. It was the Torrens that did it. If I didn't send Torrens, they wouldn't have scooped. Rob said kill spider. I mean, it's fair. Like, we could go back and assess that situation. We did have 6 mana kill, so maybe it was just supposed to pick off the spider and go. The path to victory had enough options that it didn't really matter, but Rob may have the superior line of just take out the one thing that can block well and swing away that way, right? Fair enough. Torn the new one. Oh, Magic, you're so funny. Oh, so funny. Alexis, were you here when I was talking about trying to solve this problem for Magic in a fair way for limited? Like it's hard to do it elegantly, but like I was floating the suggestion of in limited, you can run 1 or 2 ETB tapped dual lands of any color pair in which you're running 5 each of the basic land of that color. Something like that. You don't want to let people just splash easily, but I would really love to give people who are 2 colors, like if you've made a 2-color deck, you get 2 free ETB tap dual lands if you want them. Anyway, here we are deciding whether we're keeping this or not. Man, if Forest here in this hand is brilliant. Without it, I'm like on the edge of mulliganing and probably just should. I mean, we can throw this down. Yeah, I'm gonna mulligan. It's just too greedy not to. How hard would it have been to make the hand smoother not colorblind? Yeah, that's pretty complex for what we were going for there. I mean, not impossible, but complex for what was. Now I got to keep this. At least I've got a Sporeback Wolf, and any land gives me a Wolf Strike to go along with it. So we're going to keep and probably ditch the Cav here. Although maybe without anything, like maybe it's Shield Basher, just because in this situation, this could be the thing that, okay, hey, we had a bad hand and some bad luck, but the Cav kind of got there in the air. I'll do that. Oh, hey, Scullies. You know, I didn't do... Oh, no, I did do my Discord notifications. I don't know. Hey, that's a nice draw. Land of the other color. We'll go Wolf as being more likely to attack next turn. Ooh, Hungry Ridge Wolf. You already got this one for free, but here, you can have it again. Wolf Strike? Nah, we're just going to offer... We're going to send in and play the infantry here. I don't like using any of our removal here. That leaves us with attack and drop the 2. Yeah, that's your Cyber Monday reward. Well, now I like Wolf Strike the Scorp and swing away again. Yeah, we opened on a Torrens and I just married it. I just black one picked one Torrens and got down on bended knee immediately and said, "Will you be my bomb today?" He said yes! Yes, we did. This marriage is going a little better than the other one, and wow, where did my opponent come up with 7 mana? What the? Oh, this like what the heck happened here? Well, we know what we're doing now. Bye. Oh no, it's another rare. What's this? What's this? Wow. This is like that red uncommon, but better. Well. I guess we Heron of Hope, throw an infantry on it and try to race up in the air. Yeah, 2 toughness is threatened, so we'll play Heron of Hope and this at least also represents a threat of triple block. No more bombs, Oppo. Stop it! Oh my god, combo, salute, and scoop. I'm gonna scoop. If you're playing variance chess, just know when your Oppo has rolled a 10 and get on with it. Yeah, that's true, right? There you go. That's certainly going to be, I think, the high point of Scorpion ETV value of the set. Suffice it to say, though, what percent of the time, here's a question for chat. What percent of the time that a Scorpion enters the battlefield is the other thing gets death touch relevant at all? At all. Has any relevance, like changes anything? It's like under 5% for sure. 20% Aurora, I snap call. 20% of the time? Pfft. Yeah, Scorp plus Ballista is sweet. How much does it happen, though? Not 20% of the time. Yeah, but there, it doesn't change anything. It almost never changes anything. Honestly, frequently when there's a 2-drop you can jam, they just have a simple block they could have made anyway. Yeah, I even call that. I don't think this 2-power creature gets a free hit is all that common. Because any time where Oppo had a reasonable trade for that 2-drop, it doesn't count. I'm not giving you credit for that. But maybe I'll give you 5% on that. I think I said under 5%, but maybe it's about 5% if you give... no, truly, they have a bunch of 3 toughness blockers, and I had no attack with my 2/2, and now it can attack. Yeah. Nah, I think 15% is high, but yeah, I'll land on 5% with you, chat. Let's see if we can win more than 5% here, though. Really? Come on, what, the card we lost to there? You know the card we lost to there? 4 mana ramp. The 4 ramp, if we had just played that out and Oppo had to find lands naturally and play them on curve, I'm not saying we would have guaranteed win, but we would have definitely had a real game there. Well, my point, my clever point, Siriana, is that yes, the bomb rare did the thing, but the bomb rare couldn't have done the thing if the ramp hadn't let them do it soon enough to destroy us that way. Sorry, snap keep. I'm sitting here talking, I should just keep. All right, we found ourselves a 2-drop human. Let's do that in case we can curve out into some humans from here, although we don't really have any in hand. I guess the recruit is, but we might draw a 2-drop human. Need a slayer or something. No, no, no. I guess I'll send the disciple and offer the trade. See if they take it. We have an adamant will to consider. Honestly, I didn't think they would take this trade. And I think I'm just going, given the complete lack of humans here besides the recruit, I'm going to accept this and the lack of mana. So I think taking trades when you're screwed is better than letting them build out a better board. I don't know, maybe I'm just talking, but basically I'm just taking this trade. Also didn't want to let this get the first strike swings. I wonder if they feel that way about companions, given that they adjusted how they function. I wonder if they'd be willing to redo companions under the new design constraints. I've definitely come up on this card. I'm still not where Luis is on it, but Luis is a top 5 all-time player and has played a gazillion games of the format. I acknowledge that. I'm going to send the wolf and just drop the ancestor here. Yeah, that's why I was asking the question, War Furnace. They made a change to make them not broken, but I don't know if they feel like that made them a good design choice. I don't think it did, but I don't work at R&D anymore. They don't ask me. To the extent that they asked me when I did work there, which was a lot. I like that. If you were in R&D, your opinion counted on anything. You could be a creative, you know, the staff writer. You know, you could be doing the story person. But if you had a thought on magic design, it was welcome. Geist to enable attacks next turn. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, it was a little bit of a culture shock to go from R&D's attitude towards other attitudes. You like kindly ancestor? One of the reasons I'm thinking of the Geist is we do have the adamant will to back up, like tap down the thing that you don't want them to put at risk, and then adamant will the thing you do want them to put at risk. Yeah, it's funny. Siriana is using the same logic, though, but for the kindly ancestor, which is to say both of these plays are good. Yeah, sure, we'll do Siriana's. Why not? Right, but we would. And I do like getting this going soon. We are... Adamant Will is interesting here because of the indestructible, so we're going to send in and let them make that block and then use the will on this. Yeah, we could just take the trade too. Fair enough, Alexis. I just felt like getting this off the board... Yeah, I guess that does it too. Yeah, you're probably right. Neither of these is super valuable. This dies into another card, and this is a 2-drop. Oppo agrees to the point of not even wanting to make those trades. Great, so now we get to drop the Geist and continue to have a nice combat setup between the tap and the will. Maybe the magic gods are trying to tell me to add a 17th land, while the magic goddesses are trying to tell me how to play better.
Now stand aside, worthy adversary.
'Tis but a scratch.
A scratch?
I've had worse.
Well, what do you think about this trade, Alexis? It's being offered to us. I kind of just like racing in the other direction, but turning this into an enchantment in our graveyard isn't the worst. But I think if they want to race, that's good for us. We say no blocks and crack bat at them. Crack back at them. Yeah, it didn't seem right, but I just thought I would think about it for a second in case. But we even have this here waiting as well, so... can't 2-spell here because of the lack of a second planes. We can just recruit. Yeah, let's just recruit, get wide, and send in. Yeah, it's tough, Siriana. The learning curve of Magic to getting to a place of winning consistently is significant. What I would do, I mean, I know we're still pandemic here and new variants threatening all of our sanity, but really the best way to help your new crew of Magic players get better at the game in a way that doesn't frustrate them is have them play against each other. You know, have Magic nights and do sealed deck or drafts and everything. Jace is sleeping because I turn sounds off. Here, let me show you why. Because if I do this... he wakes up and becomes the most annoying thing going. But just for you, Mama. All right. So now we just... well, I'm just going to swing in and make them stop me, especially with the... and hold the Adamant Will up. Well, so that you're also doing it then, Siriana. Take note. Note the common early player mistakes that you're seeing and make sure to talk to them about it. So we don't get to will and save that. So that dies, but then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we still win with the Adamant Will. So all good. Alexis, do you like are you like monitoring your prices and stuff on sale days on TCG Player like today, or do you just like set it, forget it, and get on with your life? I'm gonna keep this. Very nice opener here. Disciple doesn't have any triggers yet, but we're going to start with it in case we find some. Extra pricing update midday, that sounds about right. I spent all last night into the wee hours listing basically every booster box and booster pack I have, so I'm behind on my price adjustments. We're going to do that next. I guess we could offer the Disciple for the Scorp. That'd be fine. Let's send that in, see if they want that. All right. Oppo stuck on mana. I like it. We'll take it. And now it's got a tap as well. This is bad for Oppo. Yeah, I figure this is the big push. The sales are going to drop off significantly after today, but holy heck, I don't care. I'm good for the month after this weekend. Seriously. I've noticed that January, though, is excellent. Like, Alexis is correctly identifying, like, that, yeah, December has been historically bad for Magic card sales. But then I'm going to go ahead and use this because we have the mana and extra removal in hand. But January, it's like all the, you know, Grandma does not know what their the little planeswalker in their life actually wants to own. So Grandma gives the little planeswalker in their life a nice check, some cash, and then in January the little planeswalker comes and buys stuff from me. All right, knife it up here. Sorry, Oppo, we've all been there, but no fun for Oppo. Let's put this on the thing I care. Well, I don't care if these die because they die into something, so I'm going to put it on the infantry. Woo! Nice, Oppo. I thought we were golden. At least they don't get exiled, so we'll have 2 cards. Really, this is a... it looks like a 3-for-1. It's kind of like a 2-for-1 because we get some value out of 2 of our creatures. But gotta tip the cap there. Just a great play from Oppo to set that up. I don't know if they've had that in their opener, just sand, but you don't have to, you know, it's only turn 3. But I thought we were doing great, and they had the one card that just destroys our opening. All good. Well, so maybe I was going to hastily play this, but I think we need to... Well, I don't have any creatures, so we should really send this plains away looking for something to play this turn. I'm going to use a forest to do it because we have that white, white, green mythic. Well, we've only got 5 non-creature spells in the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them right here. And then, ironically, I guess we have some backside non-creatures to... Well, no, I mean, these... I don't count these because they're creatures on the front, but... nothing to do but untap. Yuck. Come on, deck. All right, we'll take that. It's a start. I could hold up the will, but I'm going to just throw the knife on now. Oh, kill attacker. Yeah, I see what you mean. Sorry. Yeah. You are correct. Wow, 100% of them. Funny. I mean, it also sets up to attack through a unflipped Weaver. Imprisonment. But we have the Adamant Will, although the Adamant Will does not allow for a second spell if we're forced into using it. We could make a 5/4, but I don't like that. So I guess we are just using some of our removal on this, and that means imprisonment, given that we don't have the Knight going for us. I'm going to do that. And then we offer the Slayer for the Blossom. They're not going to take it. They might, because they're at 7, but that seems fine. Why not just 1/4? because I'm just trying to continue to apply pressure, and I feel like taking away a blocker and sending 3 at their 7 with a key mana source in the way is a pretty good. But aren't we okay with that? You want to just do this first and then trade? I think that's good for us, though. This is out of commission. This is gone. And then we can still play this. All right, I'll be patient then. I'm just afraid of what they do next turn, honestly. Well, we had another Hourglass baby, so I wasn't too worried. I get really stressed when it's at 0. But I'm just worried what they do to the board next turn. I'm uncomfortable about what this board might look like after we don't force them to trade off their mana source. That's a weird play, too. Like, it doesn't do... I'm just surprised they attack with it. I mean, we could trade, but I think with this spot, we just say no blocks and try to come back the other way. Draw a land, we have will and strike. All right, so 7 mana. If we attack with everything, we have a 3/2 and a 2/5 backed up by an Adamant Will. 3/2 and a 2/5 means that 5/4 blocking 3/2 isn't a win. It's a 2. Well, Adamant Will does make it a win. Never mind. And at 16-7, I guess that's the play we have. I'm just now thinking with the Cav draw, we could play the Cav, and they don't have any reach, so we could try to just get there in the air from here off of going with the Cav. Or we can... Yeah, if they don't block, they die, but they're going to block, right? So is that what we want? You swing and see what they offer. Okay. Okay. It's certainly where it starts. I guess we just have to see where they block and then decide. The other thing we could have done, though, of course, is imprison first. But we're not going to imprison over Adamant Will. So if Adamant Will is the white interaction we would play this turn, we may as well attack. And yeah, this is fine for that play. We'll trade Adamant Will for Outcast if we can. Or we trade our combat trick for their combat trick and get a blood token. Maybe we're supposed to pitch something before we draw, but we'll think about that as we approach our next turn. Oh, that's true. Do we have, what was ours, though? Yeah, dig for the 1-drop. Was that good enough? Yeah, and this is kind of exactly what I was afraid of and why my mindset, not that it would have not, I'm not saying, haha, I was right. If we did it my way, we'd be in great shape. I'm just saying Oppo spewing hand onto the board and making our attacks terrible is what I was afraid of and why my mindset was attack, attack, attack. How do we get him? So, how do we win then? Do we need to pitch something to try and find a way to get there? How do we get there in 1 untap with, I'm looking at our cards. This is where, I mean, we everything left in our deck is a creature. We know that, and there's no real creature I can draw that changes anything here. So I think we're just dead. I mean, the will's in the graveyard. I think we can't win this. Yeah, I guess that's the one thing we can do is maybe delay it. I'm just trying to figure out if we're supposed to rummage away like the Griff Wing here, but I don't know what I'm looking for. Yeah, we need a flyer with haste and 4 power, though. Like, we have a flyer, but it's not going to matter in time. Yeah, we can pitch one of these. None of this matters. The thing is, none of it matters, gang. Like, I don't think there's an out in the deck. This might give us some blocking, but we don't really have attacks. With the oddity flipping, I just don't know what we do other than, yeah, I guess we kill it. That was the strike idea, but see, we don't even have. I guess we don't even have nighttime though. I don't even have I don't even have 4 damage. Yeah, we're dead. I'm gonna throw this and Oppo's gonna kill us, but I'll make him see it. Stumbled a little on mana and kind of hurt. Yeah, maybe there's some ways to survive for a moment, but I don't think we had realistic outs. But here, I'll give you the meme I owe you. There you go.
How are we doing this? I don't know. I don't see it. Where is it? I lost it in the side.
Missing a color here, but we're not throwing that back. And Magic God's on our side. We found our missing color before it mattered. Yeah, we'll start on Twin Blade. Although Twin Blade can't, never mind. Twin Blade can't train the initiate. We need to start on a trainer. Oppo having fun with the magic mana system as well. Or were we on the play? I can't remember now. Maybe they haven't missed a drop yet, and I'm got it mixed up. I'm sure chat will tell me. Overcommitting into the sweeper. Here comes the rare -2/-2, although the initiate would survive. Scorpo, part of the 95% here. ETB, nothing. But we'll send in, tap it, be happy, and recruit. And yes, Oppo was mana screwed. This is going to be... Stop the fight! Stop the fight! Although, again, -2/-2 to everything would make it a game again. They go Swamp Rare. No such luck for Oppo. Alright, freebie for us. The bad luck is moving on to somebody else. Well, I think it would turn it into a game because they're still mana screwed-ish at that point. They're stuck on 3, but maybe if their deck operates really well at 3, it would be big trouble. But we would have a 2-3 behind. Oh, really? It's mana value? Yeah, I'm thinking of the Cleave one that I was looking at in the draft, but I was focused on the splashing side of it, so maybe I missed that it was CMC and not. But isn't it -2? I think it's pretty minus. I'm pretty sure it's -2, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Could be completely. Somebody bring it up. We have the technology to check Ryan's brain, which is, you know. Yeah, the rare 1 black with Cleave, black white 4. Hey, there you go. You got it. I was wrong. Confirmed. So yeah, it would have completely wrecked us, huh? Wow. Good luck. Good thing we dodged that rare. Here we are again. Oh, mana. Oh, magic mana. I'm going to keep, though. We've got our bomb. We've got a play on 2. We've got a defense of our play on 2. Might as well keep this. Oh, did I have something above 2? Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So I would have actually had some stuff back. I was thinking everything was 2, but no, that wouldn't have been the worst. We would have had something. Magic God's laughing at us with the planes. Worst draw in our deck now is planes. But if not a forest, something to do on 3 is good. We got there. Kindly. Well, Heron of Hope or Adamant Will. If we send in with the Geist, we could tap down the Ancestor. They would put the trainee in front of the Geist, and we'd get in for 2 and have a Tapper Aura waiting for us that we could put on the Heron of Hope later, and then continue, because there's a plains on top of our library, of course. So if there's a plains on top of our library, then I like giving up the Geist for that. So I definitely want a Heron. Yes. Do you like offering Geist for trainee is my question. Or do you like offering and seeing if we want to will? I kind of like it, actually, but I don't like that we don't get a great... Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do it. I don't know if this is right. Gdanmore doesn't like this, but I'm doing it. And I am gonna take it. I'm gonna run my play. There's a play. I know the Magic Gods. There's totally a plains on top of our library, and I'm gonna get them. I got you, Magic Gods. I played knowing that you're gonna stick me with another plains. In all seriousness, if we also have activate Heron and have Adamant Will no matter what we draw. This smacks of a free 2 points of damage, but let's see. Do we know what's available for 1 red? There's the shock, right? That we passed a ton of. That would be a 1.5 for 1. It's not free. It has the risk of the shock. It's not going to be parties over. It could absolutely be the shock, but I think we would accept that. So let's see what it is. Yeah, it was what we thought it was. Maybe we just stay back with the Adamant Will, or are we racing here? We could send in the Heron and race back, lifelink race. Yeah, Ancestral Anger is a sorcery, pretty sure. Huh. Racing against Boros. But we gain that much +1, so I'll go ahead and do it. I'm gonna swing because I'm a degenerate, and actually we get more life than they do. And I'm not gonna go Adamant Will for extra damage. I might be a degenerate as well, but I'm not that much of a degen. Will doesn't help the imprisonment. They were supposed to use burn on the Heron, not auras. If we find other ways to gain life, we still get the extra. All right. So now we get Taurens protected by Will, at least. And we could offer the infantry. That leaves us with Taurens back on D. I'm not going to block with Taurens, but I'm not going to block with the infantry either. So I am going to send the infantry and drop the Taurens. I mean, maybe I block with the Adamant Will up, but I don't even like trying to be... Because then I have to act first, and they might have burn in response. I think if we can survive with Taurens and play to untap, we're in a decent spot here. Uh-oh, some rare. What's this? Flying Lifelink Pro Vamps has power and toughness each equal to the number of permanents you control that are spirits and or enchantments. Okay. And then it dies into an aura, or that you can disturb it to... Yeah, right. Sure. Well, that happens, of course. And then we see what we can draw to help with this situation. All this lifelink, though, is going to be tough to overcome, even if we get pretty wide with our Torrents. I don't mind the second land, though. It's going to help us get pretty wide. Well, we can Rural Recruit, hold up Will, but they didn't pick this off now, and I think kind of the only way we get there is to get super wide, so I'm going to dump hand, or not dump hand, but I'm going to 2-spell, get extra wide, and hope we can somehow find a way off of that. Glad we found our pack one, pick one a few times this run. Even if we lose this game and the run is over, I know that I got to spew some tokens with Taurens, so I'm pretty happy about that. No attacks, though. We got nothing. Interesting spot. Ancestor dead is a big scary as well, because they could just potentially ride her. So now, Distracting Geist plus Adamant Will kind of says maybe we should go for something here, right? Where does this Distracting Geist belong in terms of what creature? We want... I mean, maybe it's just supposed to go on something whatever, but then they just trade off for it right away. But we have the Adamant Will that we're going to make that not happen, you know. So maybe we got on, like, Lifelink. We don't have that, though. Yeah, I guess infantry is the thing we wouldn't mind being dead the most. That's a great way to think about it, Hat. I like that a lot. Put it on the thing. We don't mind dying. Let's do that. That's the other point, right? That's kind of where my head was at. What am I going to Adamant Will? But then Hat was like, what do you don't care if it dies? And I think that's a good answer as well. And now, yeah, I think I think that's correct. We tap down this ancestor because we want them to block with this, and then we try and kill it. Although you know they can disturb it back. Yeah, that's what I was just puzzling through, Gadanmore. I was like, wait a second though, Hat. If this is just kind of a similar. Oh no, we don't have any vampires, do we? Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna all attack, and I'm going to tap down the Catilda. And we've got the Adamant Will. They probably go for killing the Taurens. And we'll end up Adamant Willing the Taurens, I bet. But they have to double block it because Taurens got trained. I think that's the first time I've ever successfully trained Taurens. Those are good blocks from Oppo. And we're figuring out what to save. And I think it's got to be the infantry, though. Keep the tap ability down. Go ahead and accept these trades. And then we're only really looking at having to maintain, manage Catilda. Could also save the pig for more training. But Torrens is now a 3 power. So, yeah, I'm going to do this. Boo earns. Always a risk, but we were always going to take it. Why save anything? Well, because I really liked the idea of doing the of maintaining this aura on the creature, but maybe it wasn't worth it. I mean, certainly I got punished, and I could have thought about whether that punishment was worth it or not. So now we go Judge. Yeah, it's true. We didn't mind the, as Hat said, we didn't mind the infantry dying. That was part of the reason we put it there. I just liked the idea. If they didn't have it, that was great for us. And they hadn't shown us a lot of interaction up to that point. So I went for it and got punished. But now we got a 2-spell turn again, and we can throw this infantry even on a. Let's see. If we put this on the recruit. Or even like a 2/2, we can train Taurens again, and then it trades with the Pyre Spawn. This trains 2, right? Okay, yeah, let's do that. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Alexis is like, make sure you do the thing you totally didn't do, Ryan. Oh, well. So now I just still have to attack, though. I just screwed up. But I'm going to accept that mistake and keep the plan intact here and swing away. I don't know what else to do. Sometimes you make a mistake, but you got to play through it and just see if you can win anyway. But yeah, those are the blocks I was expecting. Great turn from Oppo, but we did what we had to. I just should have one more training token right now. So we'll see if the lack of a 1/1 trainee gets us. Yeah, it's less the double lifelink and more the extra point of goodness that's scary. But we just got to take this for now. Hey, Millhouse. Where are you, buddy?
Everything's coming up, Millhouse.
That's my Slack, not yours. Don't worry. Flying haste. That's not allowed. Although we kind of have the tools for that. Wow. What a draw from Oppo, though. Look at we totally smacked him down, and then it's like, hello. Hello. They don't have attacks, though, right? So it's still pretty good, but they got on board nicely. I thought we were just going to run away with it from here, but we're not necessarily gonna. That helps. I like the attack again now. No good blocks from Oppo. Will they start chumping? Not yet. All right. The lessons were free this time. You can screw up so often and still win a lot more than you lose at this game. Man, the decision trees in this thing. And the things you have to just track. I just, you miss one little thing on board and then boom, you've made a tragic mistake. Oh, we had warded it up with removal. It was pacified. All right, one win, we get profit. I like this hand so far. Just needs a few more lands, and then it looks great. But guess what? Most of our deck is lands. Well, as opposed to any specific one card. Oh, we even drew a Hopeful Initiate to play instead of the knife. Not this time, traveling minister. Take your pamphlets elsewhere. We'll go Spore back and hope to find a third land for Torrens coming up. Staying back on D, though. Did Oppo not take the 1? Oppo did not take the 1. If you're not going to attack with your minister or block with your minister, you should at least gain 1 from your minister. Might have to imprison this Geist if we find the mana, which we didn't, of course. So this is how it's going to be. Show me that. Oh, you got to love the perfect two-lander, right? Is there a more depressing thing than the perfect two-lander that doesn't deliver? The answer is yes. There are many more depressing things than that. However, that's what's depressing me right now. I'm going to go ahead and play the knife and pass. I suppose we could attack. I don't know. Am I blocking with this? This is going to tap something down anyway. Might as well send them both, really. Oh, that's true. It didn't even free because it gets frozen, right? If we voluntarily tap, then we don't get the untap. Oh, we'd be okay with the trade. That's the thing. They're not gonna trade. So actually, I'm gonna cancel attacks and say no attacks. But it just doesn't feel like it matters either way. It's just like what point of pain are we looking at? All right, you're gonna do that. I'm gonna hope we find our imprisonment. This is slipping away fast, though. It might already be over. If we don't draw a land next turn, I'm just going to scoop. It might already be over, but the third land gives us something to do. All right. Magic gods are like, well, he's going to quit. We better at least give him something. So now we got to imprison the Geist so that we can block. Wah, wah. Bah, bah, bah. Are we just done for? I guess we keep going. We're not... They only got one card. We could find outs. They only got one card. It's a good one. And we cannot find land. Well, I was greedy on land too, so I'm not going to even complain about that. I'm running 16 and am lying in the bed I made. But we can play a lifelinker here, and then, I mean, the air represents 1, 2, 3 points with the minister, but lifelink back the other way could help, especially with the knife. So let's throw this out there, and maybe we can find a way. I think I don't want the Lantern Bearer to die, or they just put it on the trainee, and then we're in even rougher shape. Well,
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
two, three, four, five. If I block with the wolf, we just chump, and that's unacceptable. So we got to just say no blocks, and I don't know how we win from here, but it's not by chumping a trainee here. Twin Blade. Yeah, we just need to do too many things, and we don't have enough mana to do it. Play 17 lands, kids. Knife gets us to 5. And then 1, 2, and I guess knife, leave back, wolf is something. And I can't do anything. Maybe I need to look for a fourth land for whatever it matters. Yeah, I'm just... It is what it is. What taps the wolf? Oh, yeah, because that's still active, right? The passive, sorry. So my whole thing of play this on there so we can block was a big mental punt anyway. I mean, I don't think it mattered. Like, it's not like we had something else to do. I just didn't quite see how dead we were when I put that enchantment on the rare.
Is this a dead man, Doctor? Very dead, Mr. Spock.
All right, 4 wins on somewhat of a forced... Let's play this rare and see what happens. Had some fun. We'll take it. Continuing the daily reminder of how hard this game is. I'm telling you, if you want a reminder how hard this game is, stream it in front of others. done our cycling on that, so I'll hop up to this view. And thank you all for joining today. Appreciate you hanging out. Hope you had some fun with that deck along with me. And it's time to say goodbye to it. Thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you at the next stream. And thanks, YouTube friends. Thanks, chat. See ya.